Also, I know what you're all thinking. When is she going to put her sign back up? Goodness only knows. I know we've all heard the, maybe not all of us, but I know we've heard Disney. Far as, wow. So today we're going to be talking about the amount of times I mentioned my boyfriend in my videos. Amazing. Welcome back to Azaria's Place. Today we are talking about all of the amazing announcements Disney just announced. I'm sure some of you have heard the announcements made via social media, such as the Disney Plus TV shows we're going to be getting, which I'm super excited about. But I don't know if anybody's actually looked into any of the other announcements, so I'm going to start with just some basic Disney Plus knowledge first, and then go on to the different types of announcements we got. Disney had its Investor Day last week on December 10th, and if you don't know what Investor Day is sometimes called Analyst Day. It is basically a public meeting / presentation made by the heads of a company to inform and update the public on what their plans are for their company. So they basically talk about how well they're doing or may not be doing, and their goals for their company and how they plan to do that. So I'll make sure to post a link in the description below. D23 has all the announcements laid out on their website on this article that I'll be posting. And basically, they start off talking about all of their goals for their direct-to-consumer services like Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu. They just hit 137 million subscribers, and so obviously that's not enough. So they obviously want more and want to keep growing their company. And so with that growth, of course, they know that people want their services, so you can expect an increase in prices. This is actually an announcement that I didn't know from social media and I had to look up, but Disney Plus will be increasing in price, which I'm not surprised by. Currently, Disney Plus is priced at $6.99 a month, or you could pay $70 for the entire year, or you could bundle with ESPN Plus and Hulu for $13.99 a month. But I remember telling everyone what a great deal it was. They have now announced that they are going to be increasing their prices, which I did not know from any social media that I follow. I might have missed it, but that's why we're here today, to talk about all that stuff. So starting on March 26th, 2021, Disney will be increasing its prices, and it really just depends on what you have, or your package, I guess, is. While the bundle and the basic Disney Plus price are only increasing $1, meaning Disney Plus by itself will be $7.99 and the bundle will be $13.99. The paid yearly in advance plan will now be $80 a month, or $79.99 instead of the $69.99, with an increase of $10. And with that announcement, they also said the Disney Plus and ESPN Plus will now be available to Comcast users as well through X1 and Flex platform. And additionally, Hulu subscribers will also be able to subscribe to ESPN through their Hulu accounts, or Hulu interface is the word they used, which I'm not sure if that's a different price. I would assume you just get the bundle at that point. It was really weird to see Hulu announcements mixed in with all these announcements, seeing as that's now a part of their business now. It's all weird, but it's exciting. Speaking of changes to platforms, Disney also announced that they were going to not really introduce this new platform, but kind of expand it. Apparently, they've had an international platform called Star that I guess was kind of just a way for them to see if it would work in international companies. I know that previously a lot of different countries weren't able to access Disney Plus without a VPN, and now I guess this will kind of be their own thing. Previously, Disney had released what was called Disney Plus Hotstar in Indonesia and India. They will now be launching Star as part of Disney Plus in select international markets. And it will also launch as a separate thing in Latin America as Star Plus. If you have any questions about the pricing in those countries, make sure to click the link below. I think that's really exciting. I know that I have loved Disney Plus, so I can't wait for them to be able to give it to more people and for other people to be able to access it. With all that being said, now we know that the prices are going up and we're not too terribly upset about it, we can now move on to the actual film and series announcements, which I am super excited about. I remember I was so excited, I texted my boyfriend immediately, like, we're getting this TV show. And I'd only seen the announcement on Anika Noni Rose's Instagram at that point. I hadn't seen the Disney post about it. And I'm talking about the Tiana television show. And I didn't even see that we were getting other TV shows, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself today. But before we continue on to all of the announcements that they gave us in terms of their TV shows and movies, I wanted to first say or warn that you may be really excited about some of this stuff, but there has not been really a ton of information in terms of dates. Again, this was just announcements and things they're hoping to do and that they are expecting to do, but some of it might not be for a few years. I mean, we thought Jungle Cruise was coming out this year and it didn't, so here we are. So anyways, some of this stuff does have like a year attached to it or a hopeful year attached to it, whereas some of this is just, we will do this at some point, and some of it has a definite date. So before we go on, I just want to make sure you guys know that if it has a date, I will try to specify. If it doesn't, just know to look out for it. So anyways, up first, we're going to talk about Disney Television Studios for Disney+. For Disney Television Studios for Disney+, we're getting a couple of new things. One of the things in this category will be receiving a Beauty and the Beast television show that will star Luke Evans and Josh Gad, who were in the Beauty and the Beast live-action film with Emma Watson, and it will have new music by Alan Menken. There will also be a reimagination of the Swiss Family Robinson. The studio is also developing a Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. A few of the series are already in production, and they are set to debut next year, and that would include The Mighty Ducks Game Changers, Turner and Hooch, Big Shot, and The Mysterious Benedict Society. And again, I'll post the article below if you want to read more about any of these other things I'm talking about. Now, if you are someone that watches Disney Plus for National Geographic, have no fear, I have not forgotten about you. There have also been a couple of announcements made in terms of National Geographic. A few of the titles include Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, Welcome to Earth, which is a working title, and will feature Will Smith, a fourth season of the series called Genius that will profile Martin Luther King Jr. There will also be a new documentary called Cousteau, which is set to debut in theaters prior to its Disney Plus debut. And also a few series titled Secret of the Whales, A Real Bug's Life, and America the Beautiful. So now on to Walt Disney Studios. Okay, up first, Star Wars. They announced a lot of Star Wars content, and that would include Lucasfilm, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which we've heard about, I feel like for years now, but it just still hasn't happened. Which if you hadn't heard about it yet, it's set to star Ewan McGregor. There are also going to be 2 series set in the Mandalorian era titled Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka, which I might be saying incorrectly, I'm so sorry. Additional titles include Andor, Star Wars The Bad Batch, Star Wars Visions, Lando, The Acolyte, and A Droid Story. The studio is also set to revisit Willow in a new series. And apparently in 2023, fans can look forward to a new Star Wars film called Rogue Squadron. And it was also announced there would be another installment of Indiana Jones, as well as Children of Blood and Bone, and if you're not sure what Children of Blood and Bone is, the book. And I'm pretty sure one of my coworkers told me about that book, so now I kind of want to read it even more now. As far as movies, I'm very excited that we are getting a Hocus Pocus 2. It feels like it's long overdue. I didn't mean to rhyme. We're also getting a reboot of 3 Men and a Baby with Zac Efron, as well as Cheaper by the Dozen with Gabrielle Union, as well as a new Sister Act. This would be the 3rd Sister Act film, and I think originally it was always what people maybe wanted, and then they announced that Tyler Perry would be attached to the film, and also that it would be available through Disney Plus. So I'm very intrigued. Sister Act 1 and 2 are all on Disney Plus. I don't remember which film company that is, but again, the Disney family is so big at this point that I don't even know what's what anymore. As far as live action projects, we are going to be receiving a hybrid live action animation of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. There will also be a live action Pinocchio starring Tom Hanks, which if Tom Hanks is in it, it can kind of have my money, I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, Peter Pan and Wendy, which will have Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell. And of course, Disenchanted, which is the sequel to Enchanted, which starred Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey and James Marsden. And Amy Adams will certainly be returning for the role of Giselle, which I'm super excited about. I don't think that anybody else could be Giselle at this point. They are also working to develop animated takes on 20th century studio titles such as Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, and Night at the Museum. At their presentation, they also previewed their upcoming films Jungle Cruise, which again was set to come out this year, but of course COVID-19 hit. They also previewed their prequel to The Lion King, which if you don't know anything about that, I will make sure to also link that video below where I talked about the possibility of a Lion King 2 and the possibility of it being a prequel. So if you want to know more about that, check out this video below. And they also previewed their upcoming Little Mermaid, which if you want to know anything about that, I also did a video on that, and you can check out another link in the comment below if you want to know more information about that cast. And also, as we all have possibly seen, there's going to be a new Disney film called Raya the Last Dragon. This is set to premiere on Disney Plus and in theaters. However, we are getting the Mulan treatment, which I feel like I'm going to call that from now on now, which means we are getting premiere access, or you can purchase premiere access to see the film on Disney Plus from your home. And the premiere access price will again be $29.99, and you'll be able to watch it at home in your living room and not go to theaters, which might not be an option by then anyways. But that's set to happen in March of next year. This was another announcement that I heard on social media, and honestly, most of these were all I heard about on social media. And I saw this one actually on Lin-Manuel Miranda's Twitter page. It is the Walt Disney Animation Studios film called Encanto, which will feature songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who again helped write the music for Moana and was also in Mary Poppins Returns, and is the writer and who starred in Hamilton the musical. Encanto is set in Colombia, and we get to see where a magical family lives in their magical home, which I'm really excited to see. And that is slated to be premiering in theaters in November of 2021. So also this is really exciting because with growth sometimes comes many different firsts, and one of the biggest firsts, which I was actually surprised to hear, but I guess when I thought about it more, it made sense, or it didn't seem so unknown to me, and it's going to be the first ever Walt Disney Animation Studios animated series. So coming to Disney Plus, which I'm really excited about, all of these is, like I said, the Tiana television show, which if Anika Noni Rose isn't Tiana in it, I will sue. And Iwaju, which I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, which will be produced in collaboration with the Pan-African comic book company Kugali. We will also be receiving a Zootopia TV show called Zootopia Plus, which I am intrigued to know what that plus means, as well as a Moana television show. And honestly, what I might be most excited about is a TV show with this guy's name in the title. We're going to be getting a Baymax TV show, which I'm assuming will be different from a Big Hero 6 TV show. I have so many ideas about what I think this TV show could be, or what I hope it would be, but I'm not going to talk about that today, even though I'm very excited about it. So, anyways, moving on. Pixar Animation Studios. I cannot tell you how excited we were to see the Lightyear trailer, or teaser trailer that was released, but that is going to be a origin story of Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story films, and Buzz Lightyear will be voiced by Chris Evans. Also in store for Pixar Animation Studios is its very first long-form animated series, and that is going to be called Win or Lose. It will debut on Disney Plus in February of 2023. Along with the Lightyear film, which is slated to premiere in 2022, is another film that is also slated to premiere in 2022, and it'll be called Turning Red. And that one actually already has a date, and it's March 11th, 2022. Another original film for Pixar is going to be a film titled Luca, which is set to premiere next June. There were also some details shared about new series coming to Disney Plus, which included Inside Pixar, Pixar Popcorn, Doug Days, and Cars. And of course we can look forward to Soul, which I'm assuming will be accompanied by the short they mentioned called Burrow on Christmas Day this year, which is next week. Also, if you were curious, Doug Days is going to be an Up spin-off where Doug discovers the dangers of suburbia, and that is set to premiere in fall of 2021. Okay, so like I said, Disney is a giant family, and I would love to do 2 videos about this, I would, but there's just some information, but we're gonna fit it all in one, I promise. And we're gonna be rounding this video out with Marvel Studios. If you want to know more about Hulu and FX as well as ESPN Plus, be sure to click the description below. Just because for time's sake, I did want to cut out some things. As far as the announcements for Marvel, Disney announced that they would be introducing 3 new series. One titled Secret Invasion starring Samuel L. Jackson, another titled Ironheart, and lastly Armor Wars starring Don Cheadle. Some other titles you may have already heard include WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, the animated series titled What If, Mrs. Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, as well as a series of original shorts, I Am Groot. As far as films, Disney announced the next installment of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is called Quantumania, Fantastic Four, the new Black Widow film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, Blade and Captain Marvel 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know that I'm already very behind on the Marvel movies, so I don't know what phase this technically is now. But that's exciting. I have more catching up to do, apparently. Like I said, there were more announcements in terms of things for ESPN Plus and Hulu and FX content. But like I said, for time, I wanted to cut this out. This video may already be very long as is. But tell me what you're most excited about. Make sure you check out the description below for any links to older videos if you're curious about those other films I talked about, or about the other content that will now be available, such as the new international streaming service Star, or a TV show that you're excited about, like Baymax. I really want to know. I think that we all could use a little bit of joy in this year, obviously. So tell me what you're most excited about in the comments below, and for now, on to the ShowTunes Spotlight. So, for today's ShowTunes Spotlight, I don't even know why I didn't have to think as much today, but it was kind of a no-brainer, and I kept thinking there's so much new stuff coming, and if you couldn't guess where I'm going with this, my ShowTunes Spotlight is the start of something new from High School Musical, which I loved High School Musical growing up. I still do, I'm not gonna lie to you, I still love High School Musical a lot, and is it because I love Zac Efron, or just because I love Disney, or because I love musicals? It could be a lot of things. All of the above, why not? But anyways, I decided to go with that because, like I said, there's tons of new content coming to Disney, and it's also a Disney Channel original movie, and we're getting a lot of Disney Channel original stuff, or Disney Plus original stuff, so it all fits. It's all canon, if you think about it. High School Musical premiered in 2006, has 2 amazing sequels, and I almost couldn't find any information about the tour production of High School Musical, because anytime you type in High School Musical, the musical, you get the series. So, which I also really do love as well. But High School Musical's music was composed by David Lawrence. Yeah, so that's really all I have to say today. I'm going to be continuing the challenge this week. Like I said, check out the description below for any additional links. And until next week, which is a theater week, and it is also Christmas Eve, thank you guys so much for watching, and be kind.